Hey, welcome back to Best Green Homestead. We're here today. We just want to give you a quick tour of the greenhouse. This is our poultry greenhouse where we keep a lot of the layers as well as some chicks in the middle. We'll show you in a moment. We have breeders on the outside and chicks in the middle, and we have another one we're setting up for geese for breeding. We can show you that in another video. Here on the outside you can see it's a regular caterpillar tunnel. This is the Farmersfriend Gothic Pro 50-foot caterpillar tunnel. We even put some Christmas lights up that were zigzagging. They're falling down now, but I'll have to take those off. So we got our two end walls on this side. You can see, if you come closer here, you can see the way the end wall works. On this one, it's a 4-foot end wall, 4-foot door on the end wall, and then when you open it up, Amber likes to go look at the chickens and chase them around. So on each side we have 4 breeders, like I said, 4 breeding flocks. So they have their own little door here. It's a little frozen shut right now, but when the weather's nice we let them out. So they each have their own run, which goes into, if you look this way, you can see they have one electric fence run, 2, 3, 4 on each 4 corners of the area around that. Now that's what also protects the animals in here. So with that electric fence going, it keeps fox and coyotes away all winter long. This fence works and doesn't ground out in the snow enough to make it ineffective. So we've tried it the first year. We weren't sure if it was going to work all winter, and it did. So now you can see we have a ventilation. Oh, Amber's chasing some chickens. We can go inside now. Here's the ventilation fan. So here you can see the ventilation fan. We frame that in so it's got shutters on it. It opens and closes as it turns on. And then we have it hooked up to, this is a Inkbird wireless thermostat. If you zoom in on that, you can kind of see. So I have it set for -3 degrees Celsius, so it'll kick off once it gets below freezing, below -3. Watch behind you. So right now it's here at this probe, it's 2.1 degrees Celsius. So that's just to keep the ventilation, especially when it's above zero. You're gonna have some nitrogen, ammonia building up from all their poop. So you want to be able to vent that out. It rises up and pulls it out the top, and we'll get more ventilation going once it gets a little warmer. But as soon as it's nice and warm, they're going to be, this is just winter housing, so they'll be going outside. Now they're a little afraid of us, so you can see this is the Wheatons, the one barred rock there to make a green layer. She's been picked on a little bit by the Wheatons, I guess, but there's the Wheatons and the blue Wheaton rooster. And we keep our food in food bins, and we keep we just use these dog dishes for the water. We'll put down some fresh hay for them to peck at, and it's good to keep some thick bedding material to keep the smell down. Yeah. Oh, you throwing some food for them? And just simple milk crates for nest boxes for the layers, and that works well. And then we've divided it off here. This is all kind of temporary for the winter, so we just drove some stakes in the ground. We got some welded wire mesh, or hardware cloth they call it, on the bottom. And then up here is just actually plastic poultry netting kind of thing. So we just got that. And then up top we got the nice thing with the greenhouses here, the caterpillar tunnels, is they've got these cross bracing for the extra support on the Gothic Pro version. So we're able to string, in the summer we got garden hoses going up here, and right now we got electrical extension cords just going off to these lights, and they come on we got a timer right here, so they get a little extra light to help laying in the shorter winter months. And I didn't really finish everything about this. The Inkbird thermostat, here you can see it's cooling and heating, so it automatically switches to cooling and heating if you rig it up if you want. So it'll automatically turn on an exhaust fan or an AC unit, like this is running the exhaust fan, or I could run this to heat lamps to run heat lamps. Now I don't want that, but I could have it, we'll go over to those chicks in the middle in a moment, but I could have theirs set up so it automatically kicks on and off. And I might do that now that it's getting warmer and they're bigger and they don't need it. But usually when they're younger, you need the heat on all the time, and they come and go out of the Ohio brooder as they need. Yeah. Oh, we got some. Are the chicks gonna come and eat it? We'll give some to the chicks. The chicks? Okay, you wanna come? We're gonna show them the other area. Wanna come with Daddy? Okay. So I could mention quick over here, we did have a breed over here, blue black splash Americanas. We recently divided them up to make green egg layers because our rooster, we got rid of our rooster, so these are actually some little rooster babies of the ones over here. So we raised them up, and they'll be out of there shortly too. We'll probably get a new breed in. We got a bunch of young new breeds coming up. So we're on the other side of the greenhouse now. Now you can see this end wall is a little bit different. I did frame up a big section in the middle that I could cut out if I want to be able to drive the tractor through. On the other end I did the 4-foot wall so that you can have lots of room to get a tractor, wheelbarrow in and whatnot. But on this side I just framed up with some scrap plywood, a little door here, and then you can see down at the bottom right here there's just little latches for their chicken doors as well, just to go in their run areas. Each got their own 164-foot poultry netting to have their own run. They were out there right into December. It wasn't until January where they got too cold to go out for the most part. So now we're gonna go inside the other side of the greenhouse. So we're over on the other side of the greenhouse, as you can see now, and I'm standing in right now with the blue and black copper Marans, or Marans as some people call them. And there's barred rocks in here. So this is where we breed our midnight Marans as well, where they're automatically sexed females when they're hatched. So here you can see we got a little kiddie pool. I've got a bunch of more ashes. We like to have dust baths for them, so I do a mixture of wood ash, sometimes a bit of diatomaceous earth, but usually just wood ash, sand, and some dirt. Regular dirt works, potting soil or whatever you have. And then over on this side, you can see the lavender Marans. So some of them are lavender, and then there's a couple Americanas in there as well, just to make it olive eggers. So yeah, so that's that. We have the other side. We've got these. Ember's wanting to go see the chicks. She likes running after the chicks in the middle. I just framed up threw these together with some scrap wood. The one over there kind of broken, was falling down. I'll have to fix that. But a lot of people do kind of ladder roosts, which those are good too, and they can jump up. One issue, some people recommend having all the same height of roost space, and they're less likely to fight over that. As you can see, some of the chickens in here have pecked at each other a little bit. In the wintertime they get bored, and their natural instinct is to peck, so they at first they had a lot of nice grass in here. Oh, Amber's collecting some eggs for us. There was not lots of grass and bugs, so they were pecking at that for a while. Then they got a little bored, so tried to get some fresh hay down. Oh, can Daddy have it? Can you get the other one? Thank you. So yeah, having some hay or something for them to peck at is good as well. They obviously peck at their food and what falls on the ground, but it's nice to have something extra. So you can also give them vegetables from your house and stuff like that. Did you get another one, Ember? Oh, you're having a hard time with those gloves, eh? Should I take your glove off? Here, there. We gotta teach you. So we've got, this is the Moran egg, the black or blue copper Moran egg. You can tell it's a lot darker there compared to the barred rock eggs. These are your regular brown layers, and these are your dark chocolate brown. And our midnight Morans are a cross between the two, but it makes them a sex layer, but they tend to lay the darker chocolate brown eggs. I was just going to mention the end wall because we had people on our Instagram and stuff. Yeah? Oh, he threw you want me to watch when you throw the food all the time. That's okay, Ember. They already throw the food way too much. You don't need to do it too. Yeah, so we had questions about how we built the end walls and stuff, and this was just a simple way to do it with, we just did a one bottom plate kind of along the bottom, 14 feet long, and then we just framed up. We cut on an angle, and I don't know if you can kind of focus in on this a little bit, but this is the little, we just used little L brackets and just bent them to the angle we needed, screwed them with wood screws, and then the self-tapping Tech screws up top. So that framed it up, and then we just framed how we wanted for our doors and other stuff. Here I haven't opened this yet because it's been pretty cold, but as soon as I open that, you can feel a rush of air coming in. So once it gets warmer, I'm going to tie a string and open that up and be able to open and close it as I need to add extra ventilation as it starts to warm up. And yeah, just this middle section is framed so it's a separate door that could be cut and taken out if I need. And then just adding obviously some cross bracing to strengthen up the frame a little bit. All right, now we'll go in the middle and see the fun part where all the chicks are. So now you can see the chicks. I got them some fresh water there again, and they're having a nice drink. These are a bunch of new breeds we have. We've got the lavender Orpingtons, these rounder, fat-looking guys. This girl here is a lavender Wheaton Americana. They're blue egg layer, like our Wheaton Americanas over there, but a lot more rare and interesting. They've got the pastel coloring, and then we've got some just regular Wheaton Americanas in here, like that girl there, and then there's that gray one, that's a black Wheaton Americana. We've got some kind of splash, blue splash or whatever, Isbars. They're the only purebred green egg laying bird in the world. And then we've got some more of the lavender, split lavender Morans, the black ones you see there. They hold one copy of the lavender gene, and some of them hatch lavender. And then there is one lavender girl here, it looks like. And then yeah, and then these browner looking ones are these brown ones here at the feeder. Show like this. That's two of the light brown leghorns. They lay white eggs. And then it's hard to show you because they're running away, but and then that one at the back there, I think is a where is it? This guy at the far back, I think that's a male, but that looks like an isbar. There's some cream crested leg bar chicks in here as well. We got a couple barred rock roosters in here. This looks like it must be an opal crested leg bar. And the last breed we have is, you can see these kind of brown, rounder looking ones. The really round looking ones are the Orpingtons. So they're the Creole Orpingtons. So we've got the Creole Orpingtons and the Lavender Orpingtons. They are both supposed to be the auto-sexing birds as well, so you know the males and females when they hatch. So we're looking forward to breeding them. So that's kind of showing you some of our new breeds while I'm at it. I wasn't really planning on that. We're more talking about the greenhouse here, but they're in the greenhouse, so might as well show you. And then yeah, so this middle section is for chicks. So before we had these ones in here, we raised day-old chicks. They go under this Ohio brooder you're looking at, and it is able to house up to 200 chicks, normally meat chicks. We like to do 50 to 100. There's about 80, 90 chicks in here right now, I believe. So they've got this area on their own. The odd time they get through, but they tend to stick where they want to here. And then we just got, another dog heated water. At some points I had other waters. That doesn't work when they're really little because they can drown, so you don't want that. But another way you could do it is put a water next to the Ohio brooder, right under it, and I did that and that kept it warm. So if you want to set up for chickens or any kind of poultry in your greenhouse, this is kind of how you can do it. You can divide it up. Yeah? You can divide it up with little temporary fences. With the geese, they don't really jump or fly too much, so we might actually just lay bales of hay to divide up breeders for the springtime. And then you can raise baby chicks all summer if you want. The sides of the greenhouses open up, so you can see here. So in the springtime, we had a bunch of ducklings and goslings, and we just lift the plastic up, and you just put that under the plastic to hold it up. So you can vent it out, and then you have your poultry netting, and they can be in here at night under the Ohio brooders, and they can range during the day out on the grass and fully overwinter them in the winter. And if you don't want to use your greenhouse for chickens in the summer when it gets too hot, it's perfect to grow in it. So you've developed this bedding material, and it's an active compost pile all winter long, which actually releases heat if you have deep bedding material with the poop from the chickens. Ember's feeding them now. It acts as a natural active compost pile, essentially, which releases heat. So you can then plant, these greenhouses obviously are meant more for growing vegetables. So you come in here, plant a bunch of tomatoes, a bunch of lettuce, whatever you want, and you got it already fertilized like crazy. Just wondering of some other things I could talk about. The temperature in here. So during the nighttime, it obviously falls a lot, but I was in here, you can see I went down to a t-shirt. It's starting to get a little colder now, but you can see, and we just got a little pool thermometer here, but it's a little below zero outside, but it's 2 degrees in here. And today it was 16 degrees. So I don't know if you can see that, but 2 degrees when it's maybe -5 outside right now, that's pretty good. But more so, the clouds are overcast now, but when the sun is beating south on here, like I said, 16 degrees in here at around noon today. As soon as the sun rises, it can be -30 outside, and it's always above zero in here, and we basically have no heat. There's 2 250 watt heat lamps in there, and that's it. So that doesn't really do squat for heating this place. It just holds some heat down there for the chicks, but the active solar heating of a greenhouse is just phenomenal. The birds are way more comfortable. We have way less frostbite in here compared to any other chicken coop, even insulated vapor barriers with heat lamps. They are more prone to frostbite in there than they are in here. Everything heats up, the ground heats up, and it holds a lot of that heat overnight. Now it is very leaky in here with around the doors and stuff, and I'm okay with that because they need ventilation, but you could seal it up more and it would hold the heat better. You could also do things like a heat sink where you can have barrels of water that are painted black, and they actually absorb a lot of the heat from the day and then radiate that heat all night so it can stay above zero for growing things and whatnot. But if it drops a little below zero, that's not a problem with birds. They can handle it. But yeah, that's how we do our poultry in the greenhouse, and we love it so much we're gonna get more of them. We like these Farmers Friends caterpillar tunnels because they come in a kit ready to build. You don't need to bend your arches and everything like that, and by the time you do all the work, you're probably not really saving any money if you factor in your time. So we had another 90-kilometer-hour windstorm. Nothing gave on this again. We made sure to get the extra upgraded Gothic Pro that's got the cross bracing and the wind bracing and the solid center purlin, as mentioned in other videos, rather than the strap. The solid center purlin and the wind bracing and all that, it adds a lot more rigidity for snow loads. Another crucial thing for snow loads is that Gothic peak. Snow never sits on this greenhouse. It automatically sheds off on its own. So I know there's a lot of other people doing pastured poultry that I know of, that I've seen, that do poultry in the greenhouses, and there's a reason a lot of people do it, and there's a good reason why everyone should do it, and that's because they're a lot more comfortable. And I've done the math, and it's the lowest cost per square foot for poultry housing and the most effective. Now, a lot of you may know egg laying is directly correlated to daylight hours, to brightness. Although chickens are jungle fowl and they like some shade, in the winter there's not much sun, there's not much light, and they lay a lot less. So having something that makes it a lot brighter and just chasing them again, having something that makes it a lot brighter is going to get you a lot more eggs, and it's going to keep them a lot more comfortable. You having fun in here? And it's a lot more enjoyable. You come to do your chores and you got to take your coat off because you're sweating. You can pretty much hang out in here when you got nice thick bedding material like this and hay and stuff. It smells nice. It smells like summer, fresh grass. As soon as you start to smell any kind of smell, that means you need to lay down more shavings or whatever it may be. And it should be comfortable in here where you can eat a sandwich, sit down. I've got a fold out chair. Got one of these speakers is a Bluetooth shop speaker, so I even sometimes sit in here and just observe the chicks. It's good to make sure nothing's wrong with them. You might be the odd one getting pecked on sometimes, getting picked on by the others. So you should have a chicken coop that's comfortable for you to be in, and that means it's comfortable for them. And well, I could go on for longer, but that's about it. I could go into more detail on certain subjects, like just the Ohio brooder or raising chicks and whatnot. If there's any videos you'd like me to do specifically, whether it's on breeding or anything like that related to this subject, leave a comment in the comment section below. Please give us a thumbs up on this video if you liked it, if you're watching to the end, and hit the subscribe button to help us out there. It's hard to find YouTube subscribers. We get a lot more on Instagram. It seems to be faster getting followers there. We've been on Instagram for years now. We've got thousands of pictures and videos on Instagram, Facebook, and we're now on TikTok. You can find us there at Best Green Homestead, and follow us along there. We've got lots of stuff from the past, and we post daily or almost every day on those platforms. So thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, again, subscribe and you'll see a lot more to come. We're doing weekly videos. Happy homesteading from our family to yours.
phone.